they think they better than the average pay wage or whatever. They want more. They wake up every day to try to be better.
Right.
So how can we blame those people how could we point our finger at them and say, oh, he think he better or she thinks she better when, that's something you chose to be better, pretty much. And
so I get that all the time. I used to get it a lot. I don't get it as much as I used to right now, but I used to get that all the time. You think you better than everybody else. You want to be white, so on and so forth. So I would get that all the time. But if the shoe was on the other foot, like at the end of the day, I don't get it no more because I started speaking up on it. It's not cool to try to knock me or talk shit about me because of who I want to be and the standards that I want. If it was on the other foot, if I was to say you cool with your once a month check, you happy with getting Section 8 and all that, then I would be wrong. You know what I'm saying? I would be told I need to humble myself and all that. But it goes both ways. It's not okay for you to say I think I'm all that or I want to be white or whatever the case may be because I want something that you don't want. You know what I'm saying? People want different stuff, and if you happy with where you at, more power to you. I'm not gonna knock anybody for what they choose to do with their life, and people want to do different things with their life. So,
right.
But I definitely, been there, done that. Yeah.
Right. Let's transition to adulthood. Okay, let's go to your. How you doing, bro? Let's go to your first business. Your first business. Let's talk about what was your first business.
Okay, my first real business, I'm gonna say it was called Unique Communications. I think I still got my email right now. It was Unique Communications, and I was like one of the first people to get like a real singular wireless contract, like literally have a store doing singular wireless. That's how long ago this was, when singular wireless was out. So yeah, I think my cell phone business was the first store I had. And it's so crazy because I got my singular wireless deal. It was singular wireless and it was this other company. I can't remember the name of it. But they was like competition back then. I would have to look it up. But it was singular wireless and I had got my building, got my contract, everything was rolling. I was about to open up, get my phones and everything. And then my baby daddy hooked me up with my now longtime homeboy, and they had a cell phone contract or something to that nature, and they wanted to, we ended up combining offices or something like that. We was gonna have our business in the same building. Long story short, they had a suit going on with Singular Wireless about some shit that I knew nothing about. Anyway, long story short, when I turned in the address or whatever for the store, my contract got canceled for the Singular Wireless store. That was my first lesson in combining your shit with somebody else's shit and not like really knowing the background or what they got going on and being jeopardized from that. But that right there, I learned, it was a learning lesson. And then the next thing was, it just took me to a whole nother level because from that point there, I came like a Master P. So then I just started doing my own thing with the cell phones, and I had like the whole hood sold up. So you know how Master P them did, like I got the hookup with the cell phones, the movie. So what I was doing back in the day, when the Nextel phones and all them came out, so nobody could get those Nextel phones, nothing but businesses, where I had businesses. So me and my homeboy and them, we had started getting like the Nextel phones from Sprint and all them like 50 lines, 25 lines, 50 lines. Then we had 3-4 accounts, so we had like hundreds of Nextel phones and all that. And so I just became the phone plug, and I used to sell Nextel to all the people in the hood, all the dope boys, all the old school, people. I ain't gonna say no names and shit, right, but a lot of them didn't hear. But I was the plug on the cell phone, so
right.
I had that sold up. I would sell cell phones for like $300 to $500 a pop. They would be paying me $300 to $500 a month for the cell phone. So I did that for a minute before we got hit. But anyway, the cell phone business is my first business that I can really remember just making a bag off of.
Okay, and when you would look, so I want to ask when you first. Because I know everybody got their first taste of blood in a sense where you maybe your first time selling 2 or 3 phones in a day and you like, man, I'm running it up. Like, what's that do?
So, yeah, I used to make bank in a day. Like I've been getting money for a long time. And even before the phones, I was already getting money because I was just into, other stuff.
Right.
Street stuff, different things like that. But on them cell phones, like one account could have 50 phones. Like in a day, like the first of the month, I'm dealing with dope boys and different shit like that. Like, and I'm dealing with dope girls too. One of my main customers was a female. And shit, she would buy 10 phones because they buy them for the whole clique. They would buy 10 phones, 7 phones, so I could make 10 grand in a day. Five bands, 10 bands in a day, easy.
Right. Okay. So let me ask you this. This is a question I want to know from your perspective. In business, and of course we talking about, we don't even gotta segregate it. In business, which gender does better business? Women or men?
Good question. I'm gonna say, that's a hard question. I'm gonna say probably the men. Yeah, my daughter like that, the men. I think I've gotten more money with men. I get more money with men, I think, because of my mentality and the hustle that I be on. And then I like to compete with men for some reason. Like I like to outball them and have a little contest about who gonna get more money or who got more money. And so,
that's raw.
Yeah, I think I've gotten more money with men. Like my homeboys with the cell phones, we used to do a lot. Right.
Do you have brothers? You grew up with brothers?
I don't have no brothers. All the brothers I got is play brothers.
Right.
Like that, street brothers. I don't have no biological brothers.
Okay. So, would you consider that first cell phone business a success?
No, because the business itself failed. It got shut down before it got started. What I was doing with the cell phones, as far as like locking up the hood, that was more of a hustle.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It's a big difference in a business, a hustle, and something we do to make money. And that's something that we try to teach them now. But yeah, so I don't think that, I wouldn't say that it was a success. I made money. Everything that you make money at don't necessarily make it successful.
Oh, talk about that. Cause,
you know what I'm saying?
Right, because in today's world, a lot of people would look and say, wow, really, I thought I was doing something. Or
money is a big, if you want to measure success, right? If you want to measure success, because there's really no measurement for success. Success is really what you think it is, and because it's whatever you want to do and what you're trying to accomplish, and everybody's level of success is different. You know what I'm saying? Some people's level of success is being alive to a certain age, making it through. You're welcome, thank you. Making it through high school, graduating, different things like that. Money is a big factor. Like, it's a good way to measure success. You want to see if you put two people next to each other, you're going to feel like the one that's most successful is the one that has the most money. But the one that has the most money now may not have the most money in the long run, may not even be there in the long run. And then, so in the end, who's most successful? You know what I'm saying? So it just depending on what your definition of success is, what you're trying to accomplish, and where you are at that time.
Right. Okay.
Because I could be successful as fuck today and shit could be over tomorrow. Then I guess I'm no longer a success, right? Even though I already accomplished it. So am I not a success?
I would say you are.
Because what makes you a success? That you accomplish it, that it keep going, that it lasts 100 years. So like people that shut it down, or they know we can say that they wasn't a success because it's over or what?
Right. Okay. So I guess with you specifically, you've done a lot. Like you've done a lot, and that can't be taken. A lot. Yes, doing a lot. There we go. Doing. There we go. Going to do more. There we go. I don't know if you. We're gonna talk about the CD. Let's talk about the CD shop. First off, I don't know if you remember, but when you had the CD shop,
I still got it.
Okay, cool.
Jazzy Lady printing, Brentwood Stair Road.
Yes, ma'am.
For a whole minute.
Yes, ma'am. Look, so back in maybe 2013 or 14, you used to hire me to kind of do flyers or do business cards.
I knew your name looked real familiar. When I
okay.
kept saying your name, it did ring a bell. I couldn't remember from what. I didn't know whether you was a rapper. I didn't know how, because I've been knowing so many people know me, and I'd be like, I don't know where I know this person from.
Right.
He's speaking. I'd be like, hey.
Right.
Because I don't be wanting people to think that I'm rude or whatever.
Right, right. No, look.
But I did remember the name when I seen the name.
Yeah, so I ain't gonna lie. I'm not gonna say I ain't gonna say I thought you were rude. I'm gonna say that I was just intimidated because I knew, I think
a lot of people say I'm probably unapproachable. That's usually how people are. They'll have a proposed notion of me or assume something about me until they get around me and be like, oh, she really friendly, she really down to earth, and yeah, I'm just a regular old girl. I'm really friendly and down to earth. I mean, like, I'm just usually in business mode when I see people or whatever. My mind is always thinking, I'm on something. It's not that I'm mean. Because people approach me and she's like, why you looking mean? I'm like, I'm not looking mean. It's just my regular look, which is rude to tell somebody they look mean. Because, I mean, especially when it's just my regular face. You know what I'm saying? This is my face.
Right.
But then I'll be looking the same way in the airport, and other people, white people, will be like, oh, you got a primitive look. You look primitive. You need me?
Somebody wants to get an application or something.
Oh, you talk to her right there. They need application. They come in. Yeah.
Right.
So, I guess I don't really know. I think once you approach me and I see that you ain't about no bullshit,
Right.
I usually be good, but I think I'm a pretty nice person. I don't take no shit. You know what I'm saying? I'm be kind of straightforward, but. Yeah, I'm never rude. I think I have to be friendly and outgoing to be able to
make it
do what I do.
Right, that's a fact. So, let's talk about Jazzy Lady Prince for a minute, because that place by itself is legendary. I was interviewing.
Absolutely. Shout out to Jazzy Lady Printed. Jazzy Lady ENT, because it came from Jazzy Lady Entertainment, is what brought you Jazzy Lady Printed.
That's a fact. So, I was interviewing my homie D-Hawk one day. And
D-Hawk,
me and D-Hawk, we was in the third grade together, and this man was rapping. It was crazy, but he was telling me, because I was asking him, bro, before the internet, how were you distributing music? How were you getting, all these CDs pressed up, and how did you get that look that you had back then? And he told me, he said, bro, I was going to Jazzy Lady. And I said, that's right. She does have that. And so you do realize that at one point, if you was from Fort Worth and you were doing any kind of music, you were doing music, you had to go through you.
I definitely realized that. I don't know how many other people realize that, but as far as my background goes, when it comes to the music industry, the entertainment industry, even outside of Fort Worth, in the state of Texas, Jazzy Lady Entertainment is known. That's pretty much, I've worked with all the Houston artists, all the Dallas artists, all the Fort Worth artists. I did the Zeros. We had beef that went all the way to World Star. You know what I'm saying? So I did the Zeros. I did the Scarfaces. I've been with Matthew Knowles. I've worked with OG Ron C, Swisher House. So pretty much anybody in Houston. I've worked with the Yellow Beezies. I worked with the Trap Boy Freddies. When they was all still a clique, the last show that they pretty much had all together was at my spot, Sky Lounge, here in Fort Worth, Texas. Yellow Beezy, Trap Boy Freddy, and anyway, the last one. Oh, Mo 3.
Mo 3, yes.
R.I.P. Mo 3.
Yes, rest in peace, Mo 3.
Yes. So, so when it came to the music industry or anything throughout Texas, I definitely was the plug. When it came to that, not only far as like pressing up CDs or anything like that, far as like getting money in the industry. So I'm the girl you come to make sure that you gonna get some royalties, to make sure that you registered in the right places, to make sure that you got your sound exchange, your ASCAP, your BMI, making sure that you're gonna get some money. So when I first started, I was the background of the money. You know what I'm saying? Like, so when people wasn't getting their royalties, they was coming to me to go in and make sure they was registered, to make sure that they can get radio spins or they can get on the radio, and then their music would be tracked, or if they had to be set up to be able to do pretty much anything in the music industry, I was the person to get them ready to do that.
How did you know this? Like, that's crazy to me. That because you listing this stuff right now, and it's just like, for when you were doing it, like when you were starting it, or that wasn't common knowledge.
Right. So, and that's what I think. That's where I kind of took off and got, as many people as I did.